Hello everyone, my name is Lukasz Kabzinski. This is December 17th, 2022. Testimony 2 about Mateusz W, also known as Mateusz W. So my interactions with Mateusz W. I met him. There was this forum that, like I said in previous episodes of the documentary, most of the people I know, we met through similar interests, right? Playing airsoft, collecting military gear, that kind of a thing. So Mateusz, I came across this guy on a forum, airsoft forum, wmasg.pl. There was a forum where airsoft games were organized, discussions about gear and all that. So he was quite an active member on that forum, and to the best of my knowledge, other similar forums. He had a lot of knowledge and everything. So yeah, it was quite a notable member of that forum. First interaction with him in person, first time I met him in person was during a military reenactment event, 2007, Borne Sulinovo. Borne Sulinovo it's like a yearly, I think bi-yearly, they have two events. There's winter and summer. It's a military, event. Reenactors, all kinds of collectors, assemble in one town in Poland. During Cold War, that town used to serve as a nuclear base for the Soviets. It's quite an interesting story there. There's bunkers, old buildings, all that kind of stuff. But I digress. So we went there. That was most likely August or July of 2007. We went there. We drove there with Peter. So I think this was the very first time we met with Mateusz in person. That was the very first time. Interesting bit about Mateusz was that at that point, it seemed there was an issue with, there was something to do with his voice. Like he was I don't know, what was it, maybe as a result of smoking too much cigarettes or something, but there was a slight pitch distortion with his voice, in his voice, right? So that was very notable because, like I said, he didn't sound like I picture him he would sound like when I first met him. So that's that. He used to run a team called like Reenactors, United States Marine Corps Reenactors 24th MEU, whatever. Second time when I met him, he met with myself and in a pub, also I think the same year, 2007. So we briefly met for a beer. I did not see him all the way until 2012 when I came back from the States. Then he moved from southern part of Poland to Gdynia. He received a house or a flat, I don't know, inheritance. Somehow he got himself a flat. Street. 2012, we would meet a couple of occasions. He would invite me over. We would do some running, some basic workouts. And then the most interesting bits about, so what's interesting about Mateusz, another bit, is he was also he was also a member of another forum, like I mentioned earlier. The website was called militaryphotos.net. And there was an airsoft section as well and everything. But he would post at some point, and this is 2007. This is prior to that Borne Sulinovo military event, so early part of 2007 or maybe 2006. They would fly to Greece, himself and his team buddies, right? They would fly to Greece or somewhere in that area, dressed up in United States Marine Corps uniforms, right, desert uniforms, and they posted pictures of that on that forum. So obviously they got banned for impersonating or whatever. So that was quite notable. Now the most interesting bit, the bit I want to touch base on here, are my shooting range visits with Mateusz, right? So Mateusz, he's into guns right now. He's some sort of a firearms instructor and whatever. So when he moved to Tri-City, on a couple of occasions I went to shooting range with him. So there's one visit in 2013, I think January or February. I'm going to overlay a video as I'm talking about those visits. There were two instructors there as well. There was a guy who was a former counter terrorist unit, whatever. He was there at the shooting range. He was running that shooting range session. It seems like Mateusz was learning from him or something, or was he might have also been working there at the time. I think he might have also been employed at the time at that shooting range in some capacity, right? So that's 2013, January or February. I'll double check the date. I'll put the exact date at the bottom of the video. Another visit. There were two visits in 2014. One visit in which I think I only filmed him, and the other visit that would have been July or August 2014. Again, yeah, range, the same shooting range that I mentioned in the in part 3 of the documentary, the same shooting range that we went to with Franciszek, my brother, and Marta, who happened to be working there, who works there. Obviously, there's an indoor part of that shooting range, and there's a small outdoor shooting range. So we went on both visits were on that outdoor part. In 2014, the 2013 one was indoors. On one occasion, I filmed him only, and then on other occasion we did some shooting. We both did some shooting, and this is super interesting because we shot MP5. I did quite a lot of shooting from that MP5. What was memorable was at some point we turned around and there was a kid. That stumbled all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, appeared there in that shooting range, and he was playing with he was checking out all the pistols and everything that we left on that bench. So we were, there's a bench, we placed all the ammo, weapons, whatever, on it, and then we did some shooting. We went up a little bit ahead, and Mateusz would film me, I would do some shooting other way around as well. And like I said, at some point we turn around and there's a kid looking out of nowhere, right? Looking, and I'm not sure if he was touching or whatever, but there was ammo. If he wanted to, he could have killed us, right? But anyways, I don't know how the hell this kid got in there, right? So obviously, not a biggie, but from time's perspective, maybe it was something. Maybe it was some planned negligence, right? So that's that. So that's those two visits in 2014. Another visit, there was one visit in 2015. It was Mateusz and his friend Grzegorz, I forgot his last name. They did some indoor shooting. I filmed them, and yeah, not much, nothing interesting. There was just at some point I was taking down the one of the targets from the thingy. Mateusz appeared and put a unloaded Glock in the back of my trousers as a joke, but I think it was on video. That video disappeared somewhere, but yeah, strange, right? Perhaps another planned negligence. Who knows, right? Disguised as some sort of a banter. Who knows, right? So those are memorable. Memorable. Those are my interactions with Mateusz shooting range. There were a couple of meetings, like I said, in 2012, all the way till I think January 2013. I think that was the last time we met. Outside of shooting ranges. In my disclosure, I think I said 2012. So January 2013, December 2012, something around that time. And again, 2015, last time I saw him. In 2015, that's the last time I saw him, April 2015, and then ever since, it's just, if you look at our chats, it's like we're discussing meetings and everything. It never happens. And again, at some point he changed his appearance. He grew a beard, changed his nickname from to Zo. I think this is worth noting because this will be consistent with another friend of mine. He also grew a beard and changed his nickname. I think this is very interesting. But yeah, so yeah, testimony about Mateusz, aka